Okay, so we're halfway through May and we still don't have a budget. Jeff Shapiro, what's the latest on the budget standoff in Richmond?
2 months overdue, kiddo. This should have been wrapped up the middle of March when the General Assembly left town at the close of its regular winter session. The latest murmurings are among those doing the murmurings, senior members of the House and the Senate, that we could see something by next week. Of course, the big difference between the House and the Senate. Tax cuts. The Republican House all in on Glenn Youngkin's $5.5 billion give back. The Democratic Senate far, far, far less generous. These overdue budgets, this is standard operating procedure. We've seen this before in divided governments. We're going to be seeing it again. Politics now basically a game among warring camps. The governor talked a bit about the budget on Thursday when he was talking up his latest steps to reform public education in Virginia. Youngkin, of course, of the view that wokeness is a needless distraction in public school classrooms. I guess what's really interesting about this is that we don't hear or see Youngkin talking to anyone beyond the Republican base. So there was this carefully staged event. The governor's very good at political theater that included a couple of shout outs later from a couple of establishment Republicans, former Governor Jeb Bush of Florida, Eric Cantor, the former majority leader. Both, by the way, not exactly favorites of Donald Trump. Remember, it was Jeb Bush who was described as low energy by Donald Trump, and Eric Cantor's defeat for renomination in 2014. That was the sure sign that Trumpism was on the rise. But back to the budget. If the legislature can get this thing done, and to the governor, there's an important procedural wrinkle here. Would the General Assembly remain in session? That way, under the Constitution, under the rules, the governor would have only 7 days to review the budget. That is, sign it, veto it, propose specific item vetoes, seek amendments. 7 days, not a lot of time to go through a 2-year, $158 billion behemoth.
Well, while we're waiting on the budget to emerge from the secret closed-door conference committee sessions that are going on this weekend, Republicans across Virginia will be having conventions to determine their candidates for the fall election season in 3 different congressional districts. Jeff Shapiro, what can we expect from the conventions this weekend?
They'll be doing this in public. There are Republicans selecting congressional candidates in 2 Northern Virginia candidate districts, all freshly redrawn congressional districts. But the one that is going to be most closely watched is in the 5th district. That's a Central Virginia rooted district. Bob Good, among the most conservative members of Congress, is challenged for renomination by the Charlottesville City Republican chairman. No less conservative than Good, but this chap's name, Dan Moy, I just want to make sure I correctly pronounce that, complains that Bob Good is all about showmanship and not about substance, and that the 5th District of Virginia would be better served with a workhorse rather than a show horse. Regardless of the outcome, and the money seems to be that Good is going to be renominated. No evidence of a lot of discontent. That district would remain red in November. Footnote there, it was Good who knocked off Denver Riggleman, a single-term Republican incumbent who had ticked off a lot of grassroots Republicans by serving as the officiant at the wedding of 2 gay campaign volunteers. The big news is going to be really in June, when the Republicans choose their nominees to take on incumbent Democrats. Abigail Spanberger in the 7th district, now rooted in the Northern Virginia suburbs, and Elaine Luria in Southampton Road's 2nd district. These are 2 of the most heavily targeted Democratic incumbents in the country. These are races that the nation will be watching closely because these are the districts in Virginia that are deemed most competitive.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we've got for this week. My name is Michael Pope, and we've been joined by Jeff Schapiro of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Talk to you next week.
Enjoy your weekend.